Do you want to crush your next Carcassonne game? Well, you're in the right place. My name is Raf, also known as Crafty Raf, the 2025 Belgian national champion and third place finisher at the 2025 Carcassonne World Championship. Today I will share beginner tips to level up your game. We are going to analyze a game I played on Board Game Arena against Xonatix from Singapore. Xonatix friendly asked me to give some honest feedback on his moves, so we will break it down together and see what worked, what didn't, and why. Let's dive in. So I am the starting player, and as we will see in future videos as well, when you have a curve you always have to point it up. Xonatix makes a normal move, taking 4 points, and here you can also already see the benefits of pointing the curve up, because that places a road end nearby. I get the starting tile. A normal looking move would be to place a starting tile here, but I don't do that. The reason why is because, again, I want to make use of those crossroads, for example, to make a little loop here. There are a lot more curves in the deck than crossroads, so I want to make use of those curves as as possible. Also, another reason why I put it here, imagine I put it like this. When I find a crossroad, they can attack my city. When I finish my city first, they can attack my road. So this tile, I prefer to leave it far from anything else. And of course I meeple this city. My opponent starts a new city or not. No, they take the road. This is a mistake. What I would do here is, and that's the first tip I can give you. We should try to make multi-purpose moves. What do I mean by that? Imagine you can place this in such a way that you can start your own feature while obstructing my features. You could have rotated this like that and start a new city. Yes, that would give a road end to myself or my opponent in one of the future moves. But more importantly, this restricts my road a little bit. And if my opponent gets a city tile, for example a giraffe's neck, or one of these, or even one like this, they can put it here, for example the giraffe's neck, and next move they can already heavily restrict my road. So that's the idea. The problem with the move played in the game is that you leave a city cap open, and city caps are very important for scoring. So try not to do it. Another thing is you're basically equalizing this road. Nobody will have an incentive to place a curve here. So as we will see, this just stays here until the end. And that favors red, I think, because red has a city cap open and can meeple this city cap probably next move or later. Okay, red gets a straight line. Forget about this tile, that's a bug. I start a new road. Why? Because this is the only road end in the deck. No, the only road end on the table. So I want to make use of that. There are 8 crossroads, 3 of those tiles, and also 2 monasteries with a little road, and they can finish that road end immediately. So I don't want my opponent to do that. So that's the reason. This road end. Can you still hear me? I hope so. Okay. And of course I meeple the road. A benefit of this is that my opponent who gets this tile cannot place it here. It doesn't fit here. And this was a road end. So immediately you can see the benefit of taking this road by red. And yeah, this is a difficult position for red, or for green I should say, because where do you place this tile? You don't have a lot of options, so green uses to put it here. Start a new road, start a new city rather, but also leaving a new road end for red potentially. Red gets a city tile. Now imagine we go one step back, that green played this move the other way around. So road and this. Red would have placed this straight line probably there to secure his road a little bit, and then green could with this tile make use of this road end and grab 3 points. Because of meepling the road instead of the city, you get this scenario and green doesn't score those 3 points. Okay, but red gets a big city tile. They clear off the empty city cap. Now good move by green. Again, multiple purpose move. They continue their own city while restricting my city. Red gets another big city tile, and we try to build up the city like this. We hope for Dorito and city cap probably to finish the city. No need to restrict my own road. Some players would have put it here, but that also leaves an attacking spot. And in some scenarios this will get blocked, and I have 2 meeples that are blocked in that case. Okay, now Xonatics with a city cap. And there we come with the second most important... oh, it's my camera that is freezing. Okay, that's not a big issue. Thank you for telling me that. Another big thing. In the opening, you should try to have at least 2 cities open. And what I usually try to do is one bigger city, one ruin, like we can see here in the bottom, and one simple city, easy to complete, and we can start it with a city cap like this. How does it work? For example, you can again try to find a multiple purpose move. Ideally, I think this is a good move. You start a new city here, and next move you can restrict this guy, for example with straight line or with the curve, and only 3 tiles fit in there, and none of those 3 are on the board yet, so that would be a slight annoyance for red. Another benefit of this move is, again, if you get a giraffe's neck like this, or you get another city cap. You can already complete this, for example, or you can even start a new city somewhere, a third city, that's not uncommon, and build your features like that. The problem with the move made in the game, I think, is it's not a multi-purpose move. It just adds 1 point. You're trying to complete the city, I get that. But the biggest problem actually is that it creates an attacking spot. So red can now try to invade that city, equalize it, and green will have done all this building work for nothing. Just to help red, in fact. So let me try to fix my camera real. I'm afraid it's not working. I hope my sound is still working, but we will have to continue like that. Let me hide my video in that case. Like so. Okay. Next move, I got a monastery with a road. I don't know if this is the best move. I just finished my road, get a meeple back, and of course I've put a meeple on a monastery. There's a slight downside with that. For example, my opponent could now place a Dorito here with a road and restrict this. Only 3 tiles fit here, but one of them is already on the board, so that would be slightly annoying for me. But yeah, no big deal at this stage of the game, I think. So I decide to do that. I don't want to restrict green, because I want to keep this spot open as an attacking spot. Next move, big city tile. I think that's a decent move. You don't always want to add points to your own features. Sometimes you want to restrict your opponent's features, or to blow up cities like this, because it's very hard to finish this city now. It's still finishable, but it will be hard. Now red has several options with this straight line. They can simply take 3 points, but that will create some chances for attacking possibilities or blocking possibilities. What else could red do? For example, develop their monastery. Let's see what they chose. They do it like this. It's also fine. I don't want to restrict. I don't put it here, because then we need a crossroad for that. And if green can separate those roads, I would have problems here. Maybe. So that's why I put it there. Now again, a big city tile. And you have to ask yourself, how can I build my city in the most secure way? Because, okay, with the big city tile, you're going to try to finish your city. And the best move is to put it here. Why? Because you need 2 more Doritos and 1 big city tile to complete your city, and it's safe. If you put it here, it's very hard for green, or for red I should say, to attack it. In the game, this move was played. I will talk a little bit later about that, but this still leaves a potential attacking spot. Now red gets a good tile, an ideal tile to finish their city, and also meeple the road. Why? It's easy to create a loop this way, or we can even finish our road that way. So that's why I meepled this road. Here's another dagger, as we call it, this style. And again, try to have at least 2 cities open at the start of the game. We are still in the opening phase. A few good spots where to put it. You could, for example, place it here and attack that big city. Big city is already 5 points, so you could do that. Another alternative would have been to start a new city. Maybe this is a good move, because it's quite annoying. In case I place a Dorito here, for example, city tile, you could attack this spot, make it harder to complete my monastery. So that would have been a good move, I think. Another possibility is to place it like this, maybe, I don't know. It restricts this a little bit, but also gives an attacking platform against your city, so maybe this is not a good move. Another one could have been this, and just start a new city. But here, well, you didn't follow this principle the first time, so I expected indeed for you to finish this city, or to try to finish this city, which is consistent, but I'm afraid it's not the best move. And now I have a dilemma. Where do I put this curve? Normally you would try to harass the city, but the problem is, if I harass the city like this, or like that, there are a lot of tiles left to defend the city. And defending the city means, for example, if I put a curve like this, with another curve or even a straight line, you could play that. And there are 5 tiles in the deck with not a city, but a city tile like this. How many of those 5 are on the board? Only 1. So 4 tiles are left. And that's too big of a chance to give you. So I don't do that. I don't restrict your city. Instead, I just try to complete my city, or my road rather. Now you have a monastery. Where to place the monastery? It's a good thing that you meeple it. Is it the best possible spot? It's hard to say. There are some other alternatives, like here maybe, or there, I don't know. I think that's a fine move. I complete the bottom side of my city and I start a new city. So again, double purpose. And you get a starting tile. A starting tile goes there, and this is a move. Okay, whenever I play an opponent and I don't know their rating, I'm trying to guess the rating based on the moves they're making. And up until this point, I think, okay, you are about 300, 400 maybe. But with this move, I know, okay, it's less than 300 probably. Because this has several downsides for you. First of all, with one tile, I can attack the city. With the same tile, I can try to harass your city, or restrict or invade it. So this is really not a good move. Try to find a move with multiple purposes. This is the move. Why? You start a new city, you restrict this one, you restrict that one. So 3 benefits for you, while this doesn't really have a benefit. Yeah, you start a new city, but look what happens. I can do something about it. I can restrict this one, and I can make it harder for you to complete this city. The reason I don't put a meeple on it is because it's very dangerous, those kinds of configurations. What could happen, for example, of course, if I put a meeple on it, I want to invade, right? I can do that with a cow tile, like they call it. But the problem is that creates a new attacking spot, and with one simple vanilla city cap you can try to invade and complete the city in only one move. I don't want that. Moreover, if I place it here and you place a city cap here, that also benefits your monastery. So that seems very dangerous to me. What I want to do is let yourself complete this part, connect here, and I will be the one who is attacking the city. Or I could, for example, go for a straight line here. That in case you don't find the right tile here, I can, for example, with the straight line, add a Dorito tile here and make this square dead, and you lose 2 meeples in the process. Okay, you defend very well. You put a monastery there, and now it's threat. Because if you complete this side, you only have to find one of the 2 remaining cow tiles. There are 4 in the deck. 2 are on the board. And I will be toast. But here I would have preferred a meeple, definitely. Because there are a lot of ways that you could complete this monastery. I get a city cap, and now I can complete, or I can meeple it, because there are still 2 tiles to connect, 2 cow tiles, so that gives me a 75% chance of completing. And there's no way for you to harass or anything like that. That's also the reason why you should have put a meeple on this monastery. In case I do something like this, at least you get 2 points for nothing. Because I'm the one who wants to put tiles here, and you can benefit from that with your monastery. Okay, you get a curve. Several good moves here, but the best one I think is by far the best one is try to go for a 5-point loop. You only, if you put it here, you only need 1 curve to complete it, and you can afterwards harass this guy. What do you do in the game? You are securing this tile. I can understand, but you have to know your tiles, and this is an important other aspect of the game, and we are talking about tile counting. For tile counting, you have to know a few things. First, know what tiles do not exist at all. Maybe you were scared that if I put a road here, like that no tile would fit in here. You should know there are some tiles in the deck that could help you here. That's step 1. Ideally, you know how many tiles. When I try to restrict your city, how many tiles do fit here? I can tell you 3 tiles. The third thing is count how many of those tiles are in the deck still. How many of those 46 fit here in case I try to block? And the answer is, well, there's 1, 2 on the board. So there's only 1 tile left that fits here. Now, if the third tile was already on the board, I think I would have done the same. But in this case, it's tricky. Because you spent a valuable tile, you could have taken 5 points. You're also restricting your tile here. For example, tiles like these, you cannot place them there, or let me see, tiles like these, you cannot place them there anymore. So yeah, I would have done something else. Okay, I get a monastery. I've only 1 meeple in hand, so I'm reluctant to, or how you say it, I don't want to meeple, commit my last meeple to this monastery. So I decided to attack your city. And this is a very important moment of the game, because you get a curve. And you will not do the right thing here. Step 1 in tile counting is know what tiles do not exist at all. You should know that a tile like this doesn't exist. You cannot finish your city while having a road here, for example. So what you should do in any case here is defend. That's the reason why you put it here, right? To defend your city. So you have to continue that plan. I try to attack it, next move, so you defend. And if you know step 2 of tile counting, know how many of those tiles are in the game, you can know that there are 5 of those in the game. Step 3, count how many of those tiles are still in the deck. I can count only 1 on the table. So still 4 tiles to complete your city in case you defend with a curve. Those are great odds. That's I think 94% chance of completing your city. Moreover, if you complete your city, you could drop a field meeple, because this city will get finished sooner or later too, probably. There are a lot of green squares, so you could evolve your field even further. Like that. Later. But yeah, the most important thing here was to defend your city. And you make a move that's not only incorrect, but I'm sorry to be that hard, but I'm afraid this is the worst move you can make in the game. Yeah, maybe this is worse, blocking your own city. But the problem with this move is, okay, you're trying for this thing, you're trying to go for a multi-purpose move. Your idea probably is, okay, I can next move, get another curve, develop my monastery while developing my road. And because, of course, you may build this road, but it's too easy to block here. And you're very fortunate that I don't have a blocking tile now, or that I will or want to start blocking, because there are more important things to do. First of all, block your city. I don't want to give you a second thought about your city, so I just block it. I happily sacrifice 3 quick points to block your city for the rest of the game. And to block your meeple with only a 1 point move. You get a curve, that's quite fortunate. So you escape. But still, this road, how do you want to complete it? You need 2 road ends for it, like that for example. Or you could create a loop, but it will take a lot of time and is also very risky, as we will see in the rest of the game. I get this tile, where to place it. I decided to finish my city. The reason is because I only have 1 meeple in hand, so I want to add a second meeple. To be honest, I saw that you played a few mistakes, so I just wanted to play it safe. Take a meeple back and win it from there. You get a big city tile. Of course you don't want to put it here, because that would give me a lot of points. And you basically discard this tile. Again, sometimes it happens that you get a card or a tile that is very hard to use. But still you have to try to make moves with multiple purposes. Of course you're not going to meeple this. Nowhere on the board. But for example, a decent move could have been to place it here. With the idea to next move try to harass my road. Another move could have been to, for example, put it here and make it harder for me to complete this part of the city. Because, as we have seen here, 1, 2, only 1 tile would have fit here in this spot if you place a city down like this. So I think that would have been the move. Yes, I know you're adding 2 points to my city, but because I close the city at the bottom, it's easier finishable than you might think. Next move. I just play it safe, finish my road and meeple the city. Again, multiple purpose. Start new city while finishing my road. You get a Dorito. Let's see what you do with it. You basically discard it. You could have, again, put it here. And restrict this to a 50-50, basically. I don't see other good alternatives. So I think that was the move. But okay, you're building a new feature. But you don't meeple it. Meepling it would have been bad. But I think, yeah, I would have certainly done this. Okay, next move. Here we go. You can see it coming. I'm trying to finish the city. And I do it in such a way that it's hard for you to attack. You need now 1, 2 tiles before you can attack it. Now you decide to meeple the city. I think that's okay. I get a curve. And I meeple this 3-point road, and I want to go for the 5-point loop. Now, you have to realize this. With your 2 curves, you would have gotten these 5 points. How many points did you get from those 2 curves? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the monastery. So you're having also 5 points, but your meeple is still on the board, which is not good. And more importantly, I'm now getting those 5 points. So this was definitely, yeah, a big mistake, to be honest, and that allowed me to gain a lot of points in the score. Now you get the splitter tile, and because you only have 1 meeple in hand, I think it's okay what you have done here. Secure your city, not okay, it's just a good move. Try to finish your city. And I take 3 points. Multi-purpose move. I not only take 3 points, but I'm also creating an attacking spot for your city. Because remember, 2 tiles that fit there. If I place a straight line here, for example, only 2 tiles fit here, or 3 tiles fit here, but 2 of those are on the board. So only 1 tile left. So that was my plan, and that's why you decided to do it like that. I can understand. On the other hand, it creates an attacking spot. But it's hard to prevent it here. I have to agree. I complete my road. And you get a city cap. Of course, now forget about those 2 cities open. We are also not in the opening anymore. So try to have at least 2 cities open in the opening, I should say. Here's definitely the best play to finish your city. Try to finish it, because it will give you a lot of points. And because that's such a dangerous feature, I have to do something about it. But I want to play a multi-purpose move again. How do I do it? I started monastery. I meeple it, so I already got 4 points. And in case you finish your city, you add a point to my monastery. If you don't finish it, I hope to attack it next move. So, multi-purpose move. With a city cap, what should you do? You basically discard it. And that's a mistake, I think. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 big city tiles are on the board. There are only 8 big city tiles in the deck. So only 1 is left. So if I can place a city here, there's only a 50% chance of you completing it. So what I would have done with this move was placing the city up like that, because there are still quite some Doritos to finish your city. There's only 1, 2 on the board, so 3 tiles fit there. Maybe, I don't know if it's good, because I can finish a city cap while creating a threat, but I think I would have played that one. Again, that's also the reason why I played this monastery, because if you want to defend your city, you will have to add points to my monastery. Oh, when you meeple it, no, that's with your last meeple, you can... No, this is not... That's very risky. very risky. I cannot attack here, so I try to complete my city. You get quite fortunate because not a lot of those tiles are in the deck anymore, so you can continue your city and hope to finish it while also resting my city next move. Next, yes, I try to restrict a little bit. Of course, I'm tile counting. 1, 2, 3 horses are on the board. There's only 3. So 0 of those tiles fit here. And the only other kind of tile that fit there are those Doritos with a road. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are 5 in total. 4 are on the board, so only 1 tile fits here. That's the reason why I put this tile there. Okay, next move, you get a straight line. Why put it there? Yes, it will add 1 point to your monastery, but it also adds 1 point to my monastery. I think it would have been better to put it here, or maybe even there. Add 1 point to your road, add 1 point to your monastery. I get a splitter tile. Okay, I got very fortunate here. I can meeple this city. And now you are stuck. You were definitely hoping not to see this, but you cannot finish the city. So you do something that seems normal. You add 1 point to your monastery, although I could create massive threat against this here. Is that what I'm doing? No, I go for the quick points. Maybe that's a mistake. But anyway. You get a straight line. Almost completing this monastery. You have to hope for a crossroad, and there are still 3 crossroads in the deck. 4 in total, but 1 is on the board. I get a curve. And I play this move with a meeple. Because the only way I can lose here, no, this is not a good move of mine, but I figured that I was way ahead, 27 points, and I now take 3, 6, 9, potentially 12, 15, 18 point field, and you have to get a meeple back first before you can attack it. So you have to hope here for this tile as soon as possible. But you get a monastery and you discard it. Again, try to find a better move than this. However, it is very hard here. I think what I would have done is place it here. So you can place a tile here next move and make it a little bit harder for me to find a tile for this spot. I try to complete my monastery. We are both without meeples now. You finish your road. I'm not giving you 2 meeples back, because then you can attack my field and so on. I just try to complete my monastery. Now imagine if you placed your monastery, this one, here. With this tile, you could do something like that, making it harder for me to complete my monastery. But now you have to discard it anywhere, and I start attacking your city now. Here's only one good move. I attack your city, you have to know here that the only way to complete your city is with this tile. I can understand if you are not tile counting that you don't know, are there still tiles that fit there? If you don't know, you have to imagine there are still tiles that fit there, so you have to defend. And the way to do the defending is by indirect defense. You put something here, so it's harder for me to attack your city. You continue your road, but your only win condition was finishing the city. And now I can block. There's no tile that fits in here. I don't take 2 points because I don't have meeples. But here the game is basically over. You discard a tile. I finish a city cap in my field. That's also the reason why you should not have done this. You put another city cap in my field. Hi MTU and Fabien Mouton. This is actually not a bad move, because you need a lot of points, so you have to hope to finish this feature and next grab a lot of points, I guess. I add 1 point to my monastery. You finish it. I would not have done that. By the way, this move is incorrect. I was mistaken a few moves ago. You definitely have to place it there. I know it will give me a lot of points. I get 1 point extra for the city. I get 3 points for the field. So that's a -4 move for you. But you get the meeple back. So next move, you can attack my field with that meeple. Because you have no meeples, there's no way you can attack my field now. I just complete another city. You extend your roads. And I'm trying to complete my city. Two-purpose move. Multi-purpose move, adding 1 point to the monastery and 2 to my city, and threatening to complete it. You have the tile you needed. You needed this tile here, but you didn't defend, so you cannot use it now. Yes, you use it for 1 point, but it could have been 10 or 12 or 14 points. And here I had the option, or I could give you only 4 points at the end of the game, but you were glad that I didn't and that I placed it here, so you get a lot more points. I think it's still the correct move for me, because yeah, it gives me 6 point or 5 points here for this city, and also 3 points for the field. So that's a +8 point move. But you can immediately meeple a 6 point field, and I can grab 2 points for the road and 1 for the monastery. So that was this game. A little recap for the game. First of all, try to make moves with multiple purposes. You start a new feature while also trying to restrict my features. That's always a good thing. Or you finish a feature and put a meeple in the field, for example. That's also a multiple purpose move. Second tip, try to have at least 2 cities open in the opening. What I advise is 1 city cap that's easily finishable, and 1 big ruin where you can drop your big city tiles if you don't know what to do with them. And the third big tip I can give you is tile counting. I don't expect you to know at any point of the game what tiles are still in the deck, but you should know to defend this tile or this spot properly. All those tiles were on the board. you got a curve, so you have to defend like this. At that time, still 4 tiles fit here, you have to do that. Because, for example, with this tile, you got it, you got this tile too, later in the game, you could have completed the city. Drop a farmer, be the first in the farm, having a 18 points or 15 point farm, no 18 points if this gets completed. So yeah, the game would have been totally different, and maybe you could have won. So this was it for today. I hope to see you in the near future with another game analysis of one of my opponents. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.